Hi, Sandy, the Kentucky Crafter here, and I got a good one for you. I really want to talk to you all about Cricut Access. Should I stay or should I go? Is it really worth it? So let's jump in and talk about Cricut Access. First off, let's start off with what is Cricut Access? It is a membership that provides you access to images, projects, and fonts for a monthly fee. So to use Cricut Design Space, it's important to know that you do not need to subscribe to Cricut Access. Design Space is completely free. You download it, you install it, and you can just start using Cricut Design Space to make projects. So if you do not subscribe to Cricut Access, then you would just pay individually for each of those images or fonts that you use. And once you pay for that image or font, then you can reuse it at no additional charge. Now let's talk about what are some of the pros and cons to Cricut Access. So some of the pros are that they have over 100,000 plus images, and 3,000 of those are free. So if you don't have a Cricut Access subscription, there's still around 3,000 images that are free for you to use. There's also 500 plus fonts. There's 10% off of purchases from Cricut, and oftentimes they have exclusive deals to just Cricut Access members. If you spend over $50, then you get free shipping, and then you do get a discount on licensed content. So say you're buying some Marvel image or a Disney image, then you get to pay a cheaper price for that image or that font. They have thousands of ready-made projects for you to use. You get priority member care. So if you're having some sort of issue, you're a little bit higher in the queue when you need some help, and give them a call. And you can sell your craft work that's made with Cricut images or fonts. Now, they do have a policy. It's called an angel policy, and I have a link here. I'll put it in the description box below. And but you can sell your items that you make, which is very cool. And then you don't have to download and install images and fonts on your device, whether it's a computer, iPad, or whatever. Whereas if you buy your images or fonts from someone else outside of Cricut Access, you have to do that downloading and installing and then uploading it to Cricut Design Space. So that's another pro Cricut Access, is that you don't have to go through all of that. A couple cons that I thought of, I'd love to hear in your comments down below other cons that you have regarding Cricut Access. But the two I came up with is that you don't own the cut files or the fonts. So once you cancel your Cricut Access membership, then you don't have access to those cut files or fonts. Well, you have access to them, but then you just have to buy them, right? So that's not necessarily a good thing. And then you cannot mass produce product. So yes, you can sell things, but you can't sell more than a certain number. And again, that's all laid out in their angel policy on the Cricut.com website. So those are some of the pros and cons to help you decide if Cricut Access makes sense for you. And let's talk about a few other things that you might also want to consider. Some other things to consider. First off, you want to think about, well, what can you afford? And the way I look at it is thinking about how often each month do you craft. So let's say you only do 1 or 2 projects a month, then Cricut Access may not be worth it. Because Cricut Access, it's either $9.99 a month or if you do a yearly subscription, it's $7.99 a month. So if you only do 1 or 2 projects a month and you spend a couple bucks for each font or image that you use for your project, then you haven't hit that $7.99 or that $9.99 threshold. But say you do more than a couple projects a month, and so then you're using 3 or 4 or even more fonts or images from Cricut Access, then it makes sense. It would justify that monthly access fee of either $7.99 or $9.99. So that's something to think about, because the individual images and fonts, they can range anywhere from $1 on up, depending on where you're buying them from. If you buy them from Cricut Access or if you buy them from some other website. Another thing to think about and consider is how often you purchase Cricut supplies and materials from Cricut.com. If you're regularly purchasing these items, then that 10% discount could pay back your monthly access fee. So that's another thing to think about. And the other thing to think about is how computer savvy are you? If you're not very good at, operating your computer and, downloading files and fonts from somewhere else and then installing them on your computer and then uploading them to Cricut, then you may want to use Cricut Access, because it makes it very simple and easy for you. It's all right there. You don't have to do any of that extra downloading and installing. But if you're real savvy with the computer, you're really good with it, then maybe you don't want to pay for Cricut Access. You can just go elsewhere and buy images and fonts elsewhere. Another thing to consider, you're worried about being new to Cricut, and Cricut Access, you don't think that'll really help you learn about Cricut. Well, there's no worries there either, in my opinion, is because you can find tons of free videos like on my YouTube channel, and I hope you would subscribe and hit that notification bell, by the way. But all these different videos out there to help you learn how to use your Cricut and to use Cricut Design Space. So if you go ahead and get Cricut Access, then you have a lot of resources at hand that's free to help you learn and grow. And then the other thing to consider, though, is that there are many other sources for fonts and images. So if you're just wanting to make stuff for yourself or to give to family members as gifts, there's a lot of places you can find free images and free fonts that you can download and use. You can also purchase individual images, or a lot of places will sell bundles of images, and some of them have commercial licenses and some of them just have personal use only. You have to read the fine print, as they say. And then there are some other membership sites out there, and you kind of have to look at what those other membership sites offer and if that price is really worth the value. So me personally, I've had Cricut Access for 2 years now, and I make probably, I don't know, 4 to 5 projects a month. And so I'm always kind of playing around in Design Space. I also have bought, other files and images from other places, and also downloaded free ones from free sites as well. So I think really what it boils down to is you need to decide what's best for you and your situation. What is your comfort level? All these things that we just talked about here, and then you figure out what it is you want to do. I think Cricut Access, it has a lot of great images out there and great projects, and it's fun just to go out there and explore and look for stuff and like, oh hey, I want to try to make that. So I think it's fun to kind of have that available for me when I'm wanting to play around. So I hope that you found this video helpful. Please leave comments down below and hit that like button. Let me know what you think, what your thoughts are about Cricut Access. Please share. I'd really like to get a good conversation going. and you all have a great day. Talk to you next time.